This is your monthly update on what's been happening in the watch world. We've got a cluster of new watches to talk about, but I thought we'd start off with the watch news itself, or rather focus on the watch market. We all know that the watch market is going down, or is rather correcting compared to the massive boom that happened during COVID. But how much is the market going down? What's actually happening? And it all actually depends on who you ask. Watch Pro did an interesting article about this, looking at two different indexes. One index said that in August the watch market grew by 1%, and another index said the watch market went down by 1% and had the biggest drop this year. Another thing that impacts these indexes the most is who's behind these indexes. One of the indexes is powered by a pre-owned watch dealer, so naturally you can imagine they are the ones who said the market is going up, whereas the other index, Watch Charts, is powered by just a completely independent entity who just focus on data. I think they're more trustworthy, and they're saying the market is down by 1%. According to Watch Charts, the pre-owned market fell by 8.7% over the past 12 months. That's with Rolex dropping by 6%, AP dropping by 9%, and Patek dropping by over 12%. If you're interested in this stuff and you want to keep up to date with what's happening in the watch market, or focus in on what's happening with particular watch models, then check out watchcharts.com and use a referral link that I've got in the description down below. You'll get 10% off your membership for the next 12 months. What they do is they gather data from all over the internet and then collect it and analyze it and then share it out to you. Check out watchcharts.com using the referral link down below. So now let's talk about new watches, and there are two new Reversos from JLC. I've done an in-depth video on this. Again, that will be linked in the description down below. We've got one tribute to Reverso Monoface. This is a very small watch at 24mm wide, but there's a reason for that. It's based on the original Reverso from 1931. And then we've got a much more complicated and larger Reverso, a Duoface, which has two time zones, a tourbillon and a day-night indicator, and this thing is gorgeous, although it costs £100,000. Next up we have the Apple Watch. Love it or hate it, this is a massively impactful watch for the watch industry, not just the smartwatch world, and this is the 10-year anniversary of the Apple Watch. Now, Apple have been very Apple with this update. There's only been tiny changes going on. The Apple Watch Series 10 is now slightly larger, with the larger size being 46mm tall, the smaller version is 42mm tall, and both are thinner at only 9.7mm thick. We've also got a smaller crown, and it now has a built-in water depth sensor. There's also other health benefits to this watch. The aluminium prices start at $399 and the titanium prices start at $699. I guess there's not a huge amount to talk about, but I kind of feel like I'm done with the Apple Watch, but it's been massively impactful to the whole watch world. Probably the sexiest part of this release is the black version of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Hodinkee have done a new collaboration with Zenith. This is a Chronomaster Sport Original triple calendar, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I love the Chronomaster Sport Original range just as it is, but with these extra touches of the triple date complications, it just works. Yes, it's crowded. Yes, there's a lot of information on the dial, but I just feel like the layout is just gorgeous, and that's not necessarily down to Hodinkee, that's kind of just down to Zenith. Hodinkee does have a knack of putting out really stunning watches, and this is within that lineup. It is a thick boy though. This is 38mm wide and it's 14mm tall, but that is kind of understandable considering that this is a chronograph, an automatic chronograph, and an automatic chronograph with triple calendar inside. One thing that I would personally change about this watch is it's got meteorite subdials. Nothing against meteorite, I just feel like it's just not necessary. I would have personally just preferred plain grey subdials, but then I'm very happy for that just to be me being boring. There's only going to be 200 of these available, and they're going to cost $13,000. Now for an oddball, a really odd one. This isn't political, again, we're just talking watches, but this is the new Trump watch. This is the Trump tourbillon that costs $100,000. It's solid 18 karat gold, it's got 122 diamonds in it, and it's powered by the cheapest, I think it's the cheapest, one of the cheapest Swiss-made tourbillon movements. Now, even if you are a Trump supporter, you have to laugh at this watch. Trump himself is calling this the best watch in the world, and even the press images show how badly made this thing is. The finishing is absolutely horrendous on this watch, and for £100,000 it is painful. The movement inside this watch is the same movement that can be found in this, which costs £5,700, and it's been skeletonized. From one bit of fun to another bit of fun, and this is Christopher Wood in collaboration to Second. If you're not familiar with Second, he's pretty much the guy behind all the fun collaborations. He's kind of probably the most creative guy within the watch industry. I'd like to call him a bit of a troll, but I feel like that would be negative. I kind of feel like he's not a troll from the negative point of view. He's just good at pointing out the things that we all want to think or all want to say. And this watch is no exception to that. This is the Christopher Ward Second Desk Diver. Desk Diver is a name given to watches they look like dive watches, but they aren't actually legit dive watches. They can't actually do that function. It's just dive watch styling. Christopher Ward watches are legit dive watches, but this is also poking fun at the idea that 99% of the people who buy dive watches aren't going to go diving. They're just going to be sat at their desk. The genius of this watch is around the edge of the dial and the bezel itself. Rather than it being a dive bezel, it's an office bezel. The markings say hi, take a power nap, say bye. Around the outside of the dial it says meetings, take a break, office politics, gossip, all the BS that you expect in a mundane office job. And then there's an Easter egg on the date wheel where on the first of the month you get a little cash emoji for payday. Really smart. Clever little poking fun at us, the watch industry, the watch geeks. It's just done in a really cool way. What have you guys thought of this month within watches? Have I missed any of the big updates, any of the releases? If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you like the style of this video, hit the subscribe button down there and that little bell icon so you get notifications when I drop a new video. If you're on Instagram, give me a follow at Bark and Jack. I don't have a watch strap on. I sell watch straps over at barkandjack.com. Go check them out. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.